My name is Luca Giannoni Capanakis, and today I'll be going over how taxes can create deadweight loss, what determines the size of the deadweight loss, and how the deadweight loss affects both consumers and suppliers. Deadweight loss is essentially the units of a product that go unsold due to a disruption of the market, such as a tax. Deadweight loss creates a shift on the supply and demand curves. However, we can bypass that by using the wedge shortcut, where a wedge, the same size as the tax, is pushed between the supply and demand curves until it touches both. In the graph, the section of the Q1 marker that is between the curves is where the wedge goes. The gray area on the right of the curve, on the right of the wedge, between the supply and demand curves, is the deadweight loss. The size of the deadweight loss is determined by elasticity of supply and demand. The more inelastic supply and demand are, the more the tax is going to affect it. For example, this graph is a relatively inelastic demand and supply, and when a $5 tax is applied, it results in the deadweight loss in the graph. However, in this relatively elastic graph, you can see the same size tax results in a much larger deadweight loss due to the fact that both consumers and suppliers are more likely to leave the market when the demand and supply are elastic. The amount paid by sellers and consumers is also determined by elasticity of demand and supply. If supply is elastic and demand is inelastic, the consumers will have to pay most of the tax in order for the sellers to stay in the market. On the other hand, if the demand is elastic and supply is inelastic, sellers will have to pay most of the tax in order to keep the consumers in the market. A real-life example would be taxes on grapes versus taxes on toilet paper. If a grocery store charges $4 for grapes and the government puts a tax on grapes, consumers might find a different fruit to buy due to the high costs. Therefore, the grocery store will have to pay the majority of the tax in order to keep consumers buying grapes. But if the same grocery store sells toilet paper for $11 and the government puts a tax on toilet paper, the consumers will have to pay most of the tax because there's no products that can replace the toilet paper, so they have to buy it. Thanks for watching.